Hi again. This is part 2 of how to create a rubric series. So once your rubric is created, now we're going to find out how to associate a rubric. That means that rubrics will be visible under the grading settings of assignments, essays, some of the types of test questions in the blogs, wikis, journals, and the discussion board. We're going to be able to go back into the assignment area. In this case, I'm going to go back into a threaded discussion and show you how to associate the rubric that you've created to the discussion thread assignment. So here I'm in the discussion board and I'm going to create a new forum. So I'm going to click on the Create Forum button. When you set up any type of assignment or threaded discussion, you have some settings, and we're going to go through some of the settings. For the most part, these settings can be set to the default. Now, when it comes to grading, if you want a grade book column and you want to add a rubric, you're going to have to click on the grade discussion forum points possible, and then that's where you're going to be putting in your points. Notice what happens when I chose that radio button grade discussion forum. All of a sudden I get this information, associated rubrics. Let me just tell you some of the differences. If you select a rubric, it's going to associate the rubric that's already been created. Remember, we already created one in the course tools. If I choose Create New Rubric, it opens up a pop-up window and it will allow me to create a new rubric from scratch. If I select Create from Existing Rubric, it uses a previously created rubric as a template and I can make some changes. A lot of times we might have rubrics with the same levels of achievement, the same criteria, but we would like to change a few items. And that can be done through Create from Existing. I'm going to choose Select Rubric. As you know, I've already created one. Now the window opens and it will take me to my Select Rubrics screen, and I'll be able to choose the rubric that I want to associate. And I'm going to choose the threaded discussion rubrics and I'm going to submit. Click OK to assign the rubric's maximum points as the points possible. And there you see my rubric. Now I want to show you some other features. Once the rubric has been associated, we have some options here. We can remove it, we can view it, and we can edit it. Remember I said you might want some changes in this particular rubric. Over here, we can use for grading. Under this particular type option, rubrics can be designated as used for grading or the secondary evaluation. If multiple rubrics are associated, there can only be one primary grading rubric, so it needs to be designated as used for grading. The Show Rubric to Students allows 4 options for rubric visibility. No, it will not allow students to view the rubric at any time. If you choose Yes with rubric stores, it will allow the students to view the rubric when the item is made available, including possible points or percentage values. Yes without rubric scores allows a student to still view the rubric, but does not include the possible point or percentage values. And After Grading allows students to view the rubric only after grading on their submission is complete. I'm going to choose Yes with rubric scores. I like the idea of giving my students an opportunity to see the rubric as they're doing the assignment. And so once I'm done with the settings, I can click on Submit. Once you submit, and you can go back to the threaded discussion area, and normally students would select Create Thread. If they would like to see the rubric, they can click on Grading Information. It'll take them to a screen where they'll be able to see the View Rubric button. The rubric will pop up and they will be able to follow the rubric while they're doing their assignment.